CSC group, huh?
Yes, ma'am. CSC, specialization of data science, ma'am.
Oh, amazing. Okay, great. What do you know in data science?
Data science is nothing but it is machine learning to predict the predictions, ma'am.
Okay,
In the
okay. You know machine learning
market.
also, right?
Ma'am.
You know machine learning also.
Yes, little bit, ma'am. Not in
Little.
depth.
Yes, no problem. See, we are here to develop our skills, right? I know how the academics and all. There will be getting only, basic knowledge. Since if you
Okay.
join, in any, institute or somewhere else, we can learn in deep, as per a, real time, how we can do the work in the real time organizations. We will learn accordingly.
Okay.
Okay, great. And where are you now? Where is your current location?
Ma'am, present ఇక్కడ ఉన్నా మ్యామ్ కుక్కట్పల్లి.
Kukatpalli. Okay.
I'm
Why did you
staying
come to offline?
small work, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Fine. So, which programming languages you know? Vasant and Sri Chakrish. Any programming
Present
language are you aware of?
present HTML, CSS, web development, ma'am.
No programming language.
Java is basics, ma'am.
You know Java basics. You, Vasant?
I know programming languages in Java, Python, and C, ma'am.
Okay, amazing. So, you know Python also.
Yes, ma'am.
How confident? Is it, beginner level, intermediate, or, expert?
Intermediate, ma'am.
Intermediate.
I know functions and I know keys and also some, but I don't know to train the model.
Okay, no problem. We can learn lot of things here. Okay, we'll try to implement whatever you have learned in your academics. We'll try to do practically as per the industry standards. Okay, great. So,
Ma'am, can I join offline, ma'am? Can I join offline?
Offline. Will you come? How much time will it take?
For 10 minutes, ma'am.
10 minutes. Then again we have to wait for 10 more minutes, right? The demo has been scheduled at 10 o'clock only.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine, no problem. We will discuss each and everything, no problem. Okay. Where do you stay in Kukatpalli? Where in Kukatpalli exactly?
Nearby Nexus Mark, ma'am.
Oh, very near.
Near, ma'am.
Okay. No problem. Today let us have an online session.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Then we'll meet some other day.
Okay, ma'am.
Great. Let us start our demo. So let me try to introduce myself. Okay, my name is Padma. I have nearly 6 years of experience into data science completely. Okay, so here we are here to explain all the things, or discuss, we can say, not learning part as per the industry standards, we can say. Okay, not as a theoretical or not as a student. Here we are learning as a professional. Okay. So we have a great syllabus structure. So let me share you the screen. Is that visible? Everyone? Yes? Vasant and Sri Chakrish?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, amazing. So here the data science, the content we are discussing here is Python. Okay, from basics to advanced. Whatever whatever are the topics we will be using in real time, then till that topics we can able to cover it coding along with the practicals, theory along with the practicals, right? So apart from that, statistics, this is the roadmap, we can say. Python first, we need to go with the Python. Once we know this, we can start with the statistics. Okay, once this is done, we can go with the EDA and feature engineering. Are you aware of EDA? Sri Chakresh, I think you are already in the selection of ML, right? So are you aware of EDA? Any idea?
No, ma'am.
No idea. Okay, it is exploratory data analysis. Okay, and we will discuss each and everything from scratch. Here we have designed a course content in such a way that the people who are not from a IT background also, they can able to learn it out. Clear? If you know all the things means you will be very much perfect enough to learn all these concepts, right? Once VDA part is done, VDA and feature engineering, then we'll go for a machine learning. Okay. Then what is machine learning, Chakresh? Any idea? In your introduction only, you have given me one hint saying it is a prediction model, right? By using machine learning, we can predict something. That
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
very much apt answer for that. Okay. We will discuss each and everything in detail. Okay. And also deep learning. Once machine learning part is done, then we should be in a position to go for the interviews. Okay. Machine learning work. So are you comfortable with Telugu? You know Telugu, both of you?
Madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam, I have a small doubt.
Yes.
Madam, in data science content, we can learn also data pipelines, data integrations, clouding. This content also adding no, madam.
Claude and all, these are all LLMs.
But
You wanted to learn that?
madam, while we are using data pipelines or data integration, the cloud integrity is must, no, ma'am, to control the big data now.
Cloud, you are saying that?
Yes, ma'am. Cloud and data
That is a part
pipelines.
of, yes, that is the part of deployment.
But it's nowadays it is also part on data science also.
It is a part of data science. I'll tell you how many stages are there in the data science. Okay, data science is a version. Okay, I'll tell you what are the topics we are covering and what is data science life cycle, right? We will discuss going forward. We'll discuss each and
No,
everything.
I have told no data pipe, data integration. This course, this also in the data science content.
Yes, data integrations, data science, pipeline. Pipeline, I'll tell you what is pipeline and then you will be connecting to that. Okay, you'll be understanding more. Yes. Anything?
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Let us have a discussion for now, so that after the class, after these discussions, whichever you are having any doubts, let us discuss that also. Okay. So once deep learning is done, we can go with the natural language processing, that is NLP. Okay. After that, once NLP is done, then we can go for a basics of SQL. I'll tell you, are you aware of any database? Some basic knowledge? Any database? No? Okay, no problem. We will be learning from scratch. I'll tell you how to do, what to do and all. Okay. Here we will be discussing about MySQL. Clear? And the duration of the course will be 3 months. There is a possibility that it's totally depends on you. Okay. Once you complete, if you are very much fast in the coding part and all, we can complete in 3 months. Otherwise, it might go to 1 more month also. 4 months. This is completely a practical oriented program. Good? Yes? Please respond.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, great. Fine. In the Python, let us have a discussion about the Python. Okay. In the Python, we will be discussing about the Python basics. In that, variables, data types, operators, strings, list, tuple, dictionary. Vasant, I think you are already aware of these things, right? Python concepts. Are you aware of these concepts? What is variable? Any idea? No? Okay, no problem. We will be discussing. Okay, variable is variable is an entity which is storing some values, right? Which we can use it for to store some values. Okay, as these are all the data types: strings, list, tuple, integers, right? Yes, good. So we will be learning here conditional statements also. That is, if, elif, and else conditions. Apart from this, conditional statements, we'll go for the looping. that is control statements. Those are all for loop and while loop. Okay. This is the roadmap, we can say. First we learn Python basics and variables and strings and these data types and conditional statements and loops. Then we can go for a functions. Functions, by using these topics we will be covering the functions. Okay. Once that is done, we can go for a exception handling and regular expressions. Then we can go with a map, reduce, filter, basic file operations and OOPS concepts. Once this is done, then this are all we can go for a OOPS concepts. These are all very advanced ones, OOPS concepts. Okay. What are OOPS concepts? How many types of OOPS concepts we have? Any idea, Vasant? Vasant, can you hear me?
Inheritance, encapsulation, abstraction. And,
amazing. Yes. These are all the things. Polymorphism. Yes. We will be discussing that with practicals. Okay. Once that is done, then we can go with the pandas. Pandas. It is a Python library which is we can use in a data science. Okay. Pandas, NumPy, and visualizations, data visualizations using some graphical representations. Okay. Once here we will be having CBAR and Matplotlib, something like this type of visualization tools in Python. Okay. We will be discussing that also. Then we will be IDE means interface development. IDE, which IDE we are using? Are you aware of any IDEs? IDE, Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab or VS Code? Which one are you comfortable with?
VS Code.
VS Code? Okay. Great. We will be discussing with the Jupyter Notebook also. Okay. And also Google Colab also. VS Code is more preferable in real-time organizations, right? Okay. Then this is more, as I'm saying you, this is a more practical oriented. Okay. Mostly, what is what we will discuss, what is what in, theoretically along with that practical sessions as well. Clear? These are all the concepts we will be covering in Python. Okay. So if you want me to cover any other concepts also, we are here to discuss that also. No problem, anytime. Yes. Once Python is done, then statistics. And from the from childhood onwards, we are little bit aware of this mathematical terminology. Statistics, that is definition and types, and descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, normal distribution, standard normal distribution, Z-score, central limit theorem, pi number summary, probability. Yes, we are aware of probability, no? I believe. Variance, covariance. Do you remember? I think yes, in your BTech section also you might be come across these things. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, right. And also we'll be discussing about permutation and combination also. Okay. So we will be just revising the things: covariance, Pearson correlation, Spearman-Runge correlation. Then we can go with the hypothesis testing, confidence interval, Z-test, t-test, chi-square test, ANOVA test. Like this, we will be having many more concepts in statistics. Okay, we will be discussing from scratch. Even if you know or you don't know, that is no matter for us. Okay, we are here to learn the things from scratch. Clear? Good? Yes, once that is done, we can go for a EDA. EDA means exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis. Once we get the data from our client, okay, then we need to clean our data. The data which we are receiving from our client, that is not at all clean. Okay, that is a raw data we are getting from our clients, wherever we are getting. Okay, so then we need to clean our data in order to build the model, right? So in order to build the model, we need to clean the data. So we will be using the techniques called EDA and feature engineering. In these also, we will be having many more techniques to discuss with. Let us try to understand. Then first we will go with the EDA introduction and finding the null values, null or missing values. In our data, we will be getting lot of data which is having a without any values, we'll be getting the data. So we need to handle that. We can say that is a null or missing value. Okay. Outlier. Outlier means, what does mean by outlier? Anyone? No idea? Yeah, outlier means, what does mean by outlier? So here our data will be consist of in certain range. Let's say, for example, 1 to 100, we will be getting the data maximum of the times. Here I am getting the data of 1000 records. In that 1000 records, maximum of the number of records are records in the sense rows, number of rows we can say. In our data science terminology, we can say records. Okay. So in that outlier. So outlier means, so for example, my maximum of the records are in the range of 1 to 100. Okay. If I am getting the the data which is having above more than 100 means more than 100 or lower than 1, we can say that as a outlier. We will be discussing that also through theoretical and practical wise. If you have come here offline, I would have explained you, take the board and explain you, right? So that is the outlier. Then scaling. Scaling means here we will be having many more scaling techniques in order to get our data into the same scale. We will be having some more techniques called normalization and standardization techniques. By using those techniques, we can scale our data. And transformations. Okay, our data is in the form of a linear or non-linear. It totally depends on the client we are receiving. So these are all the pre-processing. These are all the pre-processing techniques. So we need to clean our data by using these techniques. Okay, transformation means here we'll be having log transformation, square transformation, whichever we feel comfortable and whichever is benefit for our model to train, we can take the transformation technique and we can convert our data into that transformation technique and we can go for a building a model. Good. So here encoding. Encoding means conversion of words into vectors. Conversion of words into vector. The process is called encoding. The process is called encoding. మనం ఎలా చేద్దాము అన్నది కూడా చూద్దాం. Okay, we have one hot encoding, label encoding, hash encoding. Like this, we'll be having many more encoding techniques. Okay, so after that we can handle the imbalanced data set. Imbalanced data set. Okay, sometimes there is a possibility that we may get the data as an imbalanced one. Means, for example, I'm having the data of X and Y variables. Okay, X and Y variables. My output feature, I need to predict whether the person is going to pass or not. Okay, for example, for student data set, if I'm taking, so my output feature is we need to predict whether the person is going to pass or fail. Okay, to know that we get the data where the percentage of for example, I'm having a 100 data points. It means 100 records I'm getting in a data set. In that 100 records, 90 records are belongs to the person is going to pass. Only 10 records are is representing the person is failed. So this scenario, we can say maximum number of records are there for a passing, right? Then we can say that data set is a imbalanced data set. Clear? Yes. Because by taking that data, if you train our model, then definitely for sure what it will do, bias will come into the picture, because it is learning maximum of the times the person is going to pass. That is the reason we can say this as an imbalanced data set. Clear? Getting some idea? Not completely, but some idea. Yes, Vasant, Chakresh. Can you hear me? Yes. Why no response? I cannot hear you if you are speaking. Are you speaking anything? Vasant, are you good?
Oh, yes, I'm good, ma'am.
Okay, amazing. You, Chakresh? Are we good till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. So once that data set, these are all the pre-processing techniques, then we can go for a feature selection. In real time, what we'll get, we'll be getting the many more features. Features here we can say columns. In normal language, we can say columns. In our data science language, we can say those are all the features. Okay. So then some of the, some of the features are not important for our model to predict. So that is the reason we can go for a feature selection. Whichever our features are very important for our output. So we can take that features by using some techniques. We'll be having many more techniques for a feature selection. Okay. Once that is done in dimensionality reduction. Dimensionality reduction. Here we will be getting the, maximum number of dimensions of our data. Let's say 100 or 200 dimensions of the data. So we cannot visualize till that time. So that is the reason then this concept came into the picture, that is dimensionality reduction. We can visualize only 2D, maximum 3D, right? 3D data. So we can convert that entire data into 2D or 3D. Then we can do the model predictions. That is the use of this dimensionality reduction, right? So once that is done, in our data, we may come across the duplicate values also, right? Duplicate values also. So we need to avoid that. If you have a duplicate values, there is a possibility that we may not get a good accuracy. We may not get a good accuracy. Clear? Yes. Once that is done. Once that is done. So we can have a split, merge or drop. Split, merge or drop. Okay. Yes. 1 second. Clear? Are we good till now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, amazing. Once that is done, then machine learning part will come into the picture. Once that is done, machine learning part coming into the picture. Okay. Then in the machine learning, we will be trying to learn about the introduction. Once introduction is done, then we can go for a simple linear regression, polynomial regression, gradient descent. These are all the machine learning algorithms, we can say. Okay. Ridge, lasso, elastic regression, linear regression practicals, completely, whichever are the, inside this, some mathematical intuitions will be there. How these algorithms are working. Okay. We will be learning that. Along with this, okay, we will be doing the practicals. Okay. So these are all the some of the, machine learning algorithms we will be learning about. Logistic regression, SVM, it is a support vector mission. Here it is support vector regressor. Support vector regressor. Okay. Then we'll be covering AOC, ROC curve and decision tree classifier and mathematics behind every algorithm. This is not optional. This is mandatory. We can say. Okay. Not only the decision tree, but also each and every, whatever are the algorithm we are discussing in machine learning, we will go with the mathematical intuitions. Once we know that, we can go for a practicals. Okay. These are all the things. Then random forest classifier and regressor, ADA boosting, gradient boosting, and XZ boosting. Okay. In that, we will be having, we can say that clustering algorithms also. Then we will be having a k-means clustering, hierarchical clustering, DB-scan clustering. Okay. These are all three are the clustering algorithms. Once that is done, we can go with the NAVAS and PCA. As we know, we just discussed, right? PCA is a dimensionality reduction technique. So we will be learning about the mathematical intuition behind that and also the practical implementation. Clear? So, and also we can learn about what are the performance metrics. Once we build the model, we need to evaluate our model, right? So for that, we have some of the metrics, that is performance metrics and loss functions for classification regression algorithm. I'll tell you what is classification and what is regression. Okay. And we'll do one project here, that is spam classification, or whichever at the project you wanted to take it out, you can take it out. We can discuss that project here. For each and every model, we can do some of the projects. Are we good? These are all the concepts. So not only this concept, if you feel, we wanted to cover and one more, any other, algorithms also, we are ready to cover that also. We can discuss that also. Whichever you feel comfortable, whichever you feel, that is very mandatory for us to go for the interviews, we can add that also. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Once that is done, then so if you are very much comfortable with till machine learning, then you are ready to go for the interviews. By the time of completion of the machine learning, you are very much ready to face the interviews. Okay. It takes maximum of 2 months of time, not more than that. 1.5 months to 2 months. It's total depends on you, how much you are gaining the knowledge and how much speed you are typing. The typing speed means you are writing the code and all. Okay. Based on that, completely depends on you. Then we can complete each and everything till machine learning. Okay. Once that is done, we can go for a deep learning. We can go for a deep learning. What does mean by deep learning? In order to mimic the human brain, these deep learning techniques are useful. Deep learning techniques are useful. Okay. So these are all called. So some of the algorithms we will be discussing that neural networks, forward propagation, backward propagation, chain rule of differentiation, vanishing gradient problem, loss functions, activation functions, optimizers, ANN means artificial neural network, RNN recurrent neural network, LSTM long short-term memory recurrent neural network. So, Chakresh, have you come across this deep learning techniques? Only machine learning?
Ma'am?
Have you come across in your syllabus? Have you come across these techniques?
No, ma'am.
No, only machine learning only. Okay, no problem. We will be discussing here. So, this is all the algorithm, bidirectional RNN, encoders, decoders, and also CNN. Okay, convolutional neural network. These are all very, very important for a transformers. Transformer architecture is a basic architecture for a LLMs. You know, right? LLMs. What is LLM?
Linear.
LLM means large language model, right? Large language models like ChatGPT, right? Google Gemini, Claude, okay, Anthropic Claude, so something like this. These are all LLMs we can say, okay? Large language model, because they have trained on a big data, large data. That is the reason we are saying them as a large language models, okay? So once deep learning is done, we can go with the natural language processing. That is called NLP. Okay. We'll be learning the roadmap of NLP, tokenization, stemming, stop words, lemmatization. These are all the concepts. Okay. What does mean by tokenization? What does mean by stemming? And we will do some of the practicals also on this. Okay. Stop words, lemmatization, text wrangling and cleaning. This is whenever our data is in the form of a textual data, we can go for a NLP approach. Okay. Whenever we will be having the structured data, that is structured data which consists of rows and columns, we can go for a machine learning. Okay. Whenever our data is in the form of a videos or images and audios, then we can go with the deep learning techniques. Clear? Yes. Are we good?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So here, these are all the concepts. One hot encoding. As I told you, right? These are all the embedding techniques. One hot encoding, bag of words, TF, IDF, and also word embedding is also the same. Conversion of words into vectors. We can say this process is called a word embedding technique. Some techniques are word to vec, average word to vec. Okay. Then we will be learning about theoretical concepts along with the practical implementations. Here we will be doing one project called sentiment analysis. If you want me to add any other projects also, we can do that. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And once that is done, we can go with the, then we done with the all data science content till here. Okay, data science content till here. If time permits, If time permits, we will go for a transformers and LLMs also, large language models. It is a booming now, right? Generative AI and large language models. We'll be doing, the practicals and also theory section. I'll explain you if time permits. Okay. Once that is done, we can go with the basics of SQL. Some of the data in real time, what happens? The data we will be some of the data we will be getting sometimes, there is a possibility that we may get the data from all the databases. So we need to connect the database using Python. So we will be discussing that also. Okay, that is the reason we can go for with a SQL server. So MySQL especially we will be learning that. Okay, here we will be discussing about third that operations, that is create, read, update, and delete. Okay. Then SQL joins, that is inner join, outer join, left join, right join, self join, cross join, full join. Okay. These are all some of the concepts we will be discussing. Whichever, how much, concepts we required for our data science, then we will be covering each and everything. Okay. This is DDL. This is data definition language. Create, drop, alter, truncate, and rename. These are all the operations comes under DDL, data definition language. Then DQL, data query language. It is only for a select. And DML, data manipulation language. That is insert, delete, update, and log. And DCL will be covering this. This is data control language. That is grant and invoke. Okay. And we'll be covering this TCL also. Transaction control language. Okay. There we'll be discussing with begin, transaction, commit, rollback, save point. Save point. These are all the concepts we'll be covering in our entire 3 months of data. 3 months of time period. Since we are saying 3 months, then it may, continue to for 1 more month maximum. So again, I can say you by the completion of this machine learning, you should be in a position to go for the interviews. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Any doubt or anything you want me to discuss? Any doubt? Since you people are asking for a cloud, we will be discussing that also. Okay, that is a part of deployment. Okay, deployment here. Once we know the life cycle of a data science, then we will be covering each and everything. If you want to become a data science, you should be in a position to know the Python, statistics. Data science ante, it is a huge word. Data science. If the person is working in a machine learning, we can say that person is a data scientist. Okay. If the person is working in deep learning, also we can say that person is a data scientist. Okay. If the person is working in a natural language processing, and that person also we can say that data scientist only. Okay. So this is a huge word. Data science is a huge word. This all that comes under a data science. Are you aware of difference between AI, ML, and DL, NLP? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please tell me. What is the difference? Or what is the relation?
In machine learning is to train the model, ma'am.
Okay.
Deep learning is to it is part of machine learning, but it's different.
Okay.
It is
Amazing.
an NLP is to translate the languages to English to binary codes. It will be helping them to understand the machine.
Yes, great. And what is NLP?
NLP, I don't know, ma'am. It is a natural languaging process. It is converting the languages. So from English to binary to understand the machine. It will help to understanding the languages to machine.
Okay. That you are saying that is a NLP.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where data science come into the picture?
To analyze the data, to analyze the data and to understand to what we want to identify the problem and statements to grow our business or to encourage the data. That means.
Okay, great. Great. You are having great knowledge on that. Okay. So you are very near to the understanding. Then here, the thing is here. See, look in. Can you able to see my screen? Yes, everyone. Vasant, Sri Chakresh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let us try to understand what is the difference between AI, ML, DL, and DS. Okay. So if you consider the entire thing, this green one, this entire thing as a AI, that is artificial intelligence. Okay, artificial intelligence. Here, what does mean by artificial intelligence? And it's a small definition is to create an application which can perform its own task without any human intervention. Okay, this is called an AI. For example, let's say we have the Netflix, right? We are using Netflix. So here it will give us a recommendations. Once, whenever, whatever we are searching now, based on that search criteria, it will recommend us something. Okay. Then we can say this is a one of the example for this AI. Okay. And also we can say self-driving cars. How these self-driving cars are working? Based on some instructions. They are already given some instructions. So it is running on its own, but based on that instructions. Agree? Yes? Are you getting something? What does mean by AI? Without
Okay,
any
ma'am.
human intervention, it has to perform its own task. That is called AI. At the end of the day, whether you are working on ML or DL or NLP or any other LLMs, nowadays it is booming, right? If you are working on LLMs also, whichever are the application you are working on, end of the day, what is our main aim? We need to develop a application. It performs its own task without any human intervention. Ante kada? Human being ని అవాయిడ్ చేయడానికి we are building these type of applications. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This is called AI. Can you tell me any example of AI apart from this Netflix and self-driving cars? Can you tell me anything? Which is performing its own task. Do you agree? This one, robots? Yes? Robots ఏ కిందకి వస్తాయా? Why so silent? Vasant, Sri Chakresh. Robots kuda kada. So we are giving
Yes,
some
ma'am.
instructions. Based on that instructions, it is working, right? That is not a human. That is an application.
Alexa.
Alexa, amazing. Alexa. Any more? Like this Netflix will be having Amazon also, right? E-commerce site, Amazon. In that Amazon also, once you search anything, okay, in a product or anything, it will, next day or next time, it will suggest us the same similar products. Yes, that is also comes into the AI. Okay. Now, let us try to understand machine learning. What is machine learning? This white one, the circle, the white one we can call it as a machine learning. It is a subset of AI. Machine learning is a subset of AI. Okay. What does mean by AI? Sorry, what does mean by machine learning here? It provides us statistical tools to analyze, visualize, to predict the data and forecasting the data. Okay. It provides us statistical tools to analyze, visualize, predict and forecasting the data. Clear? This is a machine learning. Okay. Then let us come to the deep learning. This is called a deep learning. The yellow one is called a deep learning. Again, it is a subset of machine learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Okay, deep learning. What does mean by deep learning here? In order to mimic the human brain, we can go for a similarly here in our brain we'll be having neurons, right? Similarly, ikkada kuda deep learning lo kuda they'll be having deep learning also we'll be discussing about the neurons. Clear? So, where is data science comes into the picture? The combination of everything. If the person is working in AI, then we can say that person is a data scientist and an AI specialist. the person is working on ML, then we can say that is an ML engineer. That is also called as a data science. See, if you see this line, right? So this one, the red one, we can say this, the data science comes into the picture. Clear? Are you getting some knowledge now, right? The difference between
Yes,
AI, ML, DL, and data science.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. Oh. Any doubt? Anything you want me to discuss now? Sri Chakresh and Vasant, please tell me. Any doubt? In our syllabus or in this thing, anything?
ఎన్ని
Clear?
ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చేపిస్తారు మేము ఓవరాల్ గా
Huh?
ప్రాజెక్ట్స్
No, I cannot hear you.
ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ మ్యామ్
Projects, huh? For each and every, once we done ఒక algorithm అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, we will do the practicals కదా, అక్కడే ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేద్దాం. మిషన్ లెర్నింగ్ మొత్తం అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, we will be learning that Streamlit and Flask applications also. Okay? So మనం ఆ అప్లికేషన్ ని Streamlit లో కానీ Flask అప్లికేషన్ వరకు చేస్తామంటే, then deployment team will come into the picture. They will deploy this entire code to the cloud. We will discuss that also.
ఓకే
Yes. Anything? Anything? Yes. Great. Okay. If you do not have any doubts, then let us meet in person. Fine, Chakresh.
ఓకే మ్యామ్
Thank you so much.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్
Thank you. Bye bye.